Well, from what I understand, our guest hears this often, but we are chatting with someone who's probably the furthest away from me possible, with the exception of one other we did in Australia. We are in New Zealand chatting with Tom Barrasso. He is the founder and developer of PodLP. And I don't think I'm going to do it justice by explaining it, but he basically has created software that helps bring podcasts to non-smartphones around the world. And probably most of the listeners don't know how many are out there, but I'm sure we're going to get some really good information about that. Tom, thank you very much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
So, were you in the podcasting space? Like, did you have interest in podcasting before PodLP? Like, what kind of led you to want to develop this software?
Yeah, basically the story starts with the pandemic. Like a lot of people, I no longer had a commute. I had a lot less to do, a lot more time on my hands, and I'd been getting into this idea of, as a lot of people are, and we'll talk about the types of users that are drawn to feature phones.
Mhm.
But I wanted one basically for digital detox purposes. I wanted to take it camping for weekend trips. And the issue that I had, my girlfriend made fun of me at the time. She was like, "You'll never be able to do that because they don't have a podcast app." And because I was a developer, I was like, "Okay, great, challenge accepted. I'll go ahead and build one. It can't be that hard." So that was more or less when I got started. The big issue for me then, for folks who are probably aware of the timeline, was the podcast index hadn't yet launched, and so probably the hardest thing as a developer back then was just getting the feeds together, figuring out how to build a directory. Um, that was definitely the biggest challenge to overcome. And then I launched pretty quickly. I think it took me under a month to actually get it shipped. Although granted, I'll say the very first version of PodLP was about as unglamorous as you can get. It didn't even have thumbnails because I couldn't figure out how to shrink the images to fit the screen without running into memory issues. So there were a lot of issues trying to wrangle the world of podcasting to fit feature phones.